what are some early tells or indicators as to an organization that's going to have a good outcome or not? And it may just be the use case, but I also sense that it's the individuals, the organization, the leadership. But thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes down to who are you talking to and at what level or who's sponsoring the specific project. I think a lot of times I look at, have they done something already? Have they, we come into the clients who have no idea what their AI journey would look like and where to even start. And they need help just picking out use cases or developing that roadmap, Jim. But a lot of times we'll come in and people have thought through where would we get the most value. I think they need some help with it from a viability standpoint and understanding what's actually possible. But when you walk in somewhere and it's got, senior level stakeholders who are engaged and folks who have said, hey, here are the areas in our business that we've identified that we can absolutely benefit if we were able to automate or apply some sort of AI to, and they need help figuring out, is this possible? How can we do this? How fast would it can we get something like this implemented? So whenever you come in and there's been something that's been done already, whether even if it's the first project or a pilot, even if that pilot has quote unquote failed or they've learned some things from it on why it didn't succeed, they need some more help, or if they just even have a roadmap identified and the right level of senior stakeholders, I think right there, I think, okay, they're serious and this is somewhere where we can absolutely help.
Shanti, your thoughts on predictors of success or not when
Yeah,
you
I mean,
when you
I
have a
think
first conversation?
a lot of times it's what are they going to measure? Like, have they really thought about the business outcome that they're trying to achieve? And how are they going to know that they've achieved that outcome? If you've got something that's difficult to measure, something like developer productivity, like it's great. And LLMs can actually help with that. Like LLMs write good code, or at least they write code that works pretty well, depending on how you want to define good. But if you're not measuring that ahead of time, like you don't have a long history of measuring productivity among your development teams, and you come in and say like, okay, we want to bring LLMs in, and we want this to be our business outcome as more productive developers, you're not going to succeed doing that because you didn't have a good baseline measurement. You don't know what it really takes. And even though this is a place that LLMs can succeed, and you could have a really strong use case here, the company's not set up well for success. So thinking about that, like, what are you measuring? Like, what's that ROI going to be? What's the quantifiable outcome? What does your timeline look like? Like, are you targeting something that makes sense? Like something within a year, you could probably get it. If you said within 3 months, maybe you can't. So do you have a reasonable expectation of the timeline? And do you have a reasonable expectation of the total cost? A lot of machine learning models, data science models, these generative AI projects in general, they're not build it once, it runs forever, there's no maintenance cost. They're kind of living, breathing things, and they need nurturing. And you need to understand that total cost of ownership, that there's ongoing things that need to happen.
I want to go back to Joey's first point about business sponsorship. We definitely find that the customers who have the use case identified with that strong ROI, but also bring in that business sponsor who believes in the solution and not only believes in it, but is sort of reiterating to the business, repointing the business back to that solution. That is where you actually start to get traction and when you hit your ROI.